Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Accu-Stats Video Productions, we'd like to welcome you to the 15th Derby City Classic. This is our 5th day of our 9-day event. We are in the one-pocket division, and we've got a terrific matchup for you here coming up momentarily. I'd like to take this opportunity to express our thanks to our hosts here, the Horseshoe Casino and Hotel. We've been here 5 years, and we hope we're here for many, many more. And also to our signature sponsors, Diamond Billiard Products, Aramuth, Simonis, and the BCA Pool League. And without question, all of you Accu-Stats fans out there watching with us, thank you all very, very much. 281 players began the one-pocket division. There's approximately 80 players left, so let's get right to it for tonight's big matchup. Our first player comes to us from Mobile, Alabama. This gentleman's a former U.S. Open 10-ball champion. He's a 2-time U.S. Open one-pocket champion, and he's the 2002 Derby City one-pocket champion. Please welcome Cliff Joyner. Thank you, and his opponent from Davao City in the Republic of the Philippines. This man has a second-place finish in the 2009 Derby City 9-ball. He's a 2010 U.S. Open 10-ball champion. He's the 2011 San Miguel Beer 9-ball champion, and he's a 2-time Philippine National Open champion. He's sponsored by Divini Q's and Jack Justice Cases. Please welcome VANN Corteza. All right, we'll lag for the first break. This is a race to 3. The format is rack your own, and we're going to send it up to the booth to Mark Wilson and a very special guest, Mr. Bobby Hunter. Take it away, gentlemen.
Welcome, One Pocket fans. We are coming to you with world-class pool from the Accu-Stats Arena at the Derby City Classic. My name is Mark Wilson, and alongside me, offering expert analysis, my good friend and great player, Bob Hunter. The players tonight will be VANN Corteza versus Cliff Joyner. Bob, if you were to break this one down, how do you see it?
Well, I got to give Cliff a big edge in the knowledge of the game department and his creativity. VANN's really going to have to rely on his shot making and his ability to run balls to have a chance in this match, the way it looks to me.
And that is his forte, is shot making. He's very good at managing the table, but he certainly lacks the banking skills that Cliff Joyner presents as well.
Yeah, as Cliff is a one-pocket specialist, you know. VANN is not. I mean, let's face it. You know, Cliff is much more knowledgeable in this game, and VANN's really going to have to. He's just going to have to outshoot him to win the match.
He's going to need to employ fast break offense rather than get into some type of a tactical game where a lot of strategy comes into play.
Yeah. Overall, I don't like his chances, but, you know, we're not playing a 12-hour session here, so.
Right. 3 out of 5 games. And we
That's
never
right.
know what.
Anything could happen.
Well, you never know what kind of form Cliff's in, too. I mean, you presume that he's in good form, but if he's not, VANN could definitely shoot his way through this one.
Sure.
VANN's good friend, Bustamante, now sitting in the front row.
Now something in the last match that I noticed, VANN was breaking from very close to the rail, which, see, Cliff's a little further away from the rail, which a lot of times on new cloth, guys will bring that cue ball away from the rail because the breaking from that close to the rail is kind of dangerous with clean balls and new cloth.
Because the corner ball leaks out towards your opponent's hole? Yes.
Exactly, exactly. A lot of times you're much more likely to sell out that corner ball.
A great break there, and VANN's in trouble already.
Yeah.
Got any thoughts here regarding what they might do?
It's hard to really tell, but he may be able to, if he can hit the 6, or is that the 2?
No, it's the 6
ball.
Yeah.
If he can hit it real full, 2 rails out of there and follow with the cue ball and get the cue ball over behind that, was it the 14?
Right.
Outside of that, you know, I don't know what I would do there.
Sometimes it's worth it to take a foul if you're really trapped.
If he doesn't have that, then taking a foul might be the best shot.
And a lot of times that 4-rail kick, a lot of times, I don't know. Yeah. We could show it on the screen here, what we got. But where he would come around this fashion And even willing to take a foul just to get the cue ball located over here.
Yeah.
It's easy to bind. That was a great break.
It's a good shot if you got nothing else.
Lee-Vann seems to think he can hit enough of the 6 ball to do something. Now he's going off the 8. Well, tactically speaking, not good to leave the cue ball on this side of the stack. Cliff will eat you alive from here.
He got through the inning without selling out a shot, but I don't think he's improved his chances of winning the game much with that shot.
This is kind of like digging your own grave.
Yeah. Cliff will probably just tap the 5, bump the 4 to the rail, and stick the cue ball right there. Stick the cue ball on the 13.
The one thing that's for sure is passive responses is not going to be the answer to beating Cliff Joyner.
I'm going to have to agree with that. Here he goes. Stick him on the 13. Well, yeah, he didn't do the most he could have with the cue ball there, but that was the shot he took. He's by not freezing him on that ball, I mean, he's left him an out here. You know, he might be able to do something with this, whereas if he was stuck on that 13,
right,
chances are he'd be even in worse shape on his next turn.
Be much harder to wiggle free for a little while.
Yeah.
You know, I've always been amazed by Cliff's banking ability from obtuse or awkward angles, long range, and then lag it right to the pocket or possibly make it even. Just uncanny.
I don't know if he has this shot here, but he may be able to kick to the end rail.
If we could get a chance to show it, that'd be great. Show us what you're thinking, Bobby.
Well, okay, here. I think if he has the room, he may be able to kick to the end rail here, clip the side of the 4, and trickle over here with the cue ball.
Oh, that'd be great. Well, even if he takes a foul there, it's only 1 ball. Then if he does something else, he could easily lose the game with this shot.
Oh, boy, that was...
Well,
yeah, I don't think he's going to like what happens from here.
you know, it's amazing the ability for Cliff Joyner to create long runs, too, because he gives up such huge spots all the time where he's forcing himself to have to run 12 balls or something at a time. And he's very good at handling the balls all towards his own pocket.
Yeah.
Queuing up a little low.
He's going to spin this.
Didn't turn out fantastic.
Yeah.
Looks like he has the 13 ball on the end rail he could cut in. But not much after that.
You know, it looks like it might be a little tricky getting on something after that. You know, what he could do here is just cut the 9 over toward his hole.
Right.
Even if it doesn't go in, it's a great shot to, if he leaves it in the jaws. And if he does make it, then he can and now he's looking at the 9-13 combination.
Off the 6, no less.
Maybe off the 6. Yeah. That way he can hit the 9 a little fuller, and it doesn't travel all the way down the other end. He stays out this end of the table, and he might have a shot at the 6 or the 9. If it goes. If it doesn't, he's got another ball in front of his hole. Well, he didn't hit the 6. I don't know if he meant to or not.
I don't think so, because look at his speeds and everything. It looks like that's just the way he was intending it, and he's got leave-in and another bind here.
This shot that he shot was better than cutting the 9 over there, because cutting the 9 over there, he's going to leave the cue ball someplace where Lee-Vann could possibly knock it away from the pocket.
Right.
So that was a pretty good shot.
Very savvy. Yeah, that was some experience coming through there.
You're always trying to hook the guy on whatever your best ball is.
Yeah, well, I mean, every time that Lee-Vann's come to the table, you had to consider possibly taking a foul. That's great one pocket when you're playing. Every time you come to the table, you have to.
And here again, I think he's going to leave Okay, that was a pretty good shot under the circumstances. But he's going to be in trouble again after this shot. Cliff's probably going to bank the 9 over toward his hole and just draw the cue ball up to the middle of the other end rail.
Was he looking at kick? No. He's going to play the 6.
He's going to 2-rail the 6.
Look at that shot. And, you might think that's fortuitous, but it's not. He plays these type of things. It was a little fortunate, but he sent it his way, and good things happen.
Right. He did get a little bit of a kiss, though. The ball, the 6 did kiss the cue ball a little bit before it made contact with, what was it, the 9?
Right. Once again, Lee Vann's going to have to consider conceding a ball, or this is bad.
Yeah, this is.
They call this being in handcuffs. You just can't do anything. Hey, great shot there. A great escape.
Yeah, he had to take a big chance to do it, though.
Yeah, right.
Boy, that didn't have to work out the way it did.
Cliff's pretty good at applying the pressure where you're always defensive. And that's the way it's been so far. Every inning Lee Vann's come to the table. It's been tough going.
What do we got for score here? Oh, they are putting the balls in the trays. Good.
1-0. Yeah. Cliff Joyner ahead.
Cliff will probably. I think what I would do is bank the 9 into some of those balls in the pile and stick the cue ball on the 4 and the 14. Is that what those are? I'm not sure. He can swing the 9 up above where it doesn't hit those balls.
He's
going to bring the cue ball over behind that pile near. Oh no!
Just put a ball on his side of the table.
I'm sorry. I got the pockets confused for a minute.
Another reason to have the lettering on the pockets.
Yeah.
But yes.
Put a big J for Joyner on one of the pockets and. Okay, Lee Vann. I did commentary for one of his matches a minute ago and really had a hard time predicting what he was going to do.
He cut that
Tried
ball.
to cut the 2 ball in.
He hit it pretty well, and now it's a question.
The 9.
Well, yeah, looks like it. Looks like there might be a combination of the 9.
I mean, if he hits the
pink 4
if he
ball,
hits the 14 first, and then the 4-13, like a stop shot stroke, he's going to be straight in on the 4.
Yeah, right. Rather than go 4 ball first.
And plus that, then the 14 will be away from the 7. The 7 will be clear. I think you want to hit the 14 first and then play like a, just let the cue ball tap the 4 after that, bump the 9 in, and you're still straight in on the 4.
Mm-hmm. Now Cliff's surveying what he's got there. Take a little look over there behind the 2. Somehow he's not feeling the 9 ball.
Is that 9 not as easy as it looks from here?
Apparently not, because Cliff is certainly not one that goes,
he's not going to pass up any hangers.
Right. He's too astute of a player to not check offense first. Particularly when he's in a bad situation like this if he doesn't have offense.
Well, apparently looks are a little deceiving from here because he's not shooting at it. He's going to try and clear that 2 away from the hole, which he did. Gave up a ball doing it, but
very willing to pay that price just to get out of that predicament. But it did appear that 4-9 goes, didn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. Must be the perspective of the screen here. I'm looking down at the table itself right now, and it doesn't really look any worse. I can't understand why he didn't shoot at that.
The Lee Vann cut it to 3, and he's been willing to shoot a lot of shots so far.
Well, he better shoot at stuff like this because he's not going to move Cliff.
Oh, good hit there.
Yeah.
Got a favorable kiss. He's going to fall real nice on the 11 here. He can potentially do some real damage. I don't know what angle he has, if he's too straight, but he would love to just chip that 5 ball a little bit and loosen up the 15 next.
2-1 Corteza at the moment in ball count.
Being draw back for the 10. He's
There's
played
3.
shape for the combination. Interesting.
Yeah.
Looks like he could easily drift down for the 9 next off of this combination.
Wow.
He tried to do too much with the cue ball there, and that's what cost him the combination. I don't think it was just a miss. I think he was trying to manipulate the cue ball, and in so doing, he missed the pocket. But, yeah, devastating miss there. That was the one that he had to capitalize on to match up with what you were saying. He really needs to generate wide open offense. He got to break.
Well, to me, it doesn't look like those the 14 to 4 and a 9 have changed at all. They weren't moved. I guess he likes the combination for shooting it from here. 4 should stay about where it is if he shoots the combination.
Well,
Probably draw the cue ball to the end rail and then back up for the 10.
You're right. This will be a tricky position play here because he got a little thin on the 10. Now he's almost going to for sure hit the 6 with the cue ball.
Well, he might be able to draw this and hit it soft enough to just clip that 5 ball. No? Oh, boy.
Cliff's not displaying his best form, is he?
That was kind of a surprise that he missed that ball.
He's missed a couple safeties now. Now he's missed an open shot.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
3 apiece. 3 balls apiece. Cortez at the table.
Straight in.
Straight in.
In his pocket. This might be a little rough to play any position here. I'm not sure if he's got a way to go or not.
Pretty steep elevation of the cue, suggesting he's going to try to draw and may even try to use a little bit of right-hand spin.
This might be the masse where with so much left, the cue ball goes up table. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, beautiful shot. Don't try this at home, folks. These are trained professionals. That can easily be missed. You have to judge it to miss the pocket to have it thrown back in there.
If he can just lag this ball in pocket speed, you know, he might be able to hit it soft enough to where he's got a shot at the 9.
That was a pretty nice tool to have, though, that mass A position. Good call there, Bobby, except he didn't quite get there.
Oh, man, no rail. Wow.
He's blocked up the spot, though. He has to return a ball to the spot now. And that really hurts because now it's going to be tougher for Cliff to even access the 6th ball.
I'm sure he's just going to kick at it, bump it out of there.
But I mean, maybe this complicates the kick quite a bit.
Yeah. Hard to tell if he's got. Yeah, he might. He might be able to. I don't know if he's going to want to try that though. I was thinking this might be that shot where you kick to the end rail and then bank the 6 over toward your hole.
He might not have the luxury of choosing to not do that shot. He might be forced into it. And he's pretty handy at that shot too. It's just a question if he thinks he can get to enough of the end rail to do it.
Yeah, I mean, he might sell out the 1 ball doing that. That might be the thing that stops him from shooting that shot.
Well, it looks like. Or is he banking the 10? We'll be able to tell here in a second. No, he's going to the end rail.
He's going to the end rail. I don't know if he's just trying to bump it away or if trying to get it near his hole.
He's banking the 10.
Wow.
Now, we had quite a few open innings here so far, many more than we would have anticipated.
This has been kind of a surprise so far, the way things are going here.
kind of degenerating into a lower form of one pocket, unlike the world-class one pocket we're used to from Cliff Joyner.
Yeah.
Certainly not the kind of game that he wants to employ here against a shooter like VANN CORTEZA.
Okay. 4-3 is the score, Corteza.
9 ball, then you go into the 4 ball next.
Probably.
No, he's going to go
he's
down to the
over
1. Picked up a nice angle there.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Pretty easy to drift over for the 4 next.
Yeah, and then hopefully he gets fairly straight on the 4. He can float down here and then bank the 10.
And this is a shot that they generally go to the other side cushion with the cue ball and bounce out rather than try to be real cute and gauge the speed.
Exactly, yeah. There's contact with the rail. Pretty straight. Should have a decent bank on the 10 after this shot.
Doesn't have to go all the way to the end rail here,
No,
which
he can
makes this
stay-
play a little easier,
He
too.
can stay above this and cross it also.
Well, that lends itself to position or getting the cue ball closer to the object balls that way. A little bit easier. If you go all the way to the end
thing
rail.
is he only needs 2, so either way, he's okay here. Yeah, this is his game ball.
Perfect angle, too. Well, this certainly won't hurt VANN's confidence here. And it will be his break, so he's broken serve if he makes this ball.
Yeah.
Cue ball across the 10, 10 ball in the pocket. Game number 1 goes
Game
to
over.
VANN CORTEZA.
Well, Cliff's going to have to play better than this.
Against anybody. I mean, he's not going to beat
sure.
anybody with this.
A lot of people are going to beat him if he's going to play this speed. He doesn't look, or he didn't that game anyway, he didn't look very sharp.
Yeah, Cliff can beat anybody and is favored over most anybody. It's just a question of his form. It's not really so much what the other guy's going to do. It's just a matter if he's in good form or not. All right, well, we get our first look now at VANN's break. Bobby suggested that he goes a little bit closer to the rail than a lot of the...
No, I think he should be farther from the rail.
No, you said that he had been going too close to the rail.
Yes.
And like the good one pocket players, they are out a little further. It looks like he might have gone to school now.
Well, he's come out a little bit. The last game of his previous, wow, he made a ball again. He did that in the last match too. The last game of his previous set that he played on this table, it was Hill with Charlie Mora, and VANN broke the balls, and the corner ball came right out in front of Charlie's hole. He was lucky for VANN, it didn't cost him the match, but it certainly could have.
Well, he's pocketed the ball, and he's got a chance to move some balls over by his side of the table here. But he definitely
that's
needs
just
to
what
be
he's going to do.
productive.
He's going to shoot into the 6-15, is that? And stick him on the 14.
Okay.
It's a pretty easy one to get out of for Cliff. It's not as not nearly the trap it could have been if a ball stayed on that bottom rail.
Cliff reminds VANN that he pocketed the ball.
Yeah, don't want to forget those balls you make.
Cannot just leave your Easter eggs laying around here. You got to collect them as you get them.
This is a well, never mind.
VANN's looking at the 4 ball, but I don't know that there's much there.
I don't think he should try to do anything offensive here, really. I mean, if he just thins that 6 and snooker's cliff on his, the ball's closest to his hole is probably all he's got. Doing anything else here, you take a chance on.
Right, turning the cue ball loose and for sure giving up the edge with it.
And this is Corteza's pocket here. I mean, he doesn't want to leave Cliff where he can knock that 8-ball away.
Right, that's a very threatening ball.
I think he ought to just leave him on that side rail with the pack in the way.
He's playing a draw shot here. I don't like this.
Oh, he's coming back into the balls. Nice. That's a nice shot if he gets there. He didn't quite get there.
It's
so
still reasonable. That was a good decision. Well executed.
Yeah.
A couple more inches would have been even better.
Yeah.
It appeared like he may be drawing straight back.
Cliff may try to clip that 14 here and get the cue ball snuggled up between the rail and the 8, where Lee Vann can't even hit anything except the ball that's closest to his hole.
And move it away further.
Ideally, you don't really want to move it away. I mean, Lee Vann would have to move it away, yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah, forcing him to move it over.
No, he didn't go for that. He didn't try to do the ultimate with it. He was just played very careful there.
Based on the fact that the 6-ball come out of there that much, it might not have been laying right because that was about the trajectory the cue ball would have had to be on.
Well, the thing is he hit it much, much fuller than... you're right. It probably wasn't laying real good for doing what I thought was the best shot. That's a mistake that I make a lot. I'll see a shot that looks good in my imagination, but sometimes it's not laying quite right to do it. And I used to do this much more than I do nowadays, but I used to try to do something with that shot when it really wasn't laying right.
Right. Wasn't there. The idea was good, but the application
Yeah, it's a good idea if your cue ball was over a half inch or an inch.
Right.
A lot of times, but if it's not laying right, don't try to, make it something that it isn't.
Right. Looks like Cliff's going to try to pocket the 11, just bring the cue ball to the end rail.
Yeah. Just trying to
wiggle around until you can get some kind of offensive threat on his side of the table, because as it sits right now, everything's favoring Lee Vann.
Yeah. I'm going to take that ball out of contention as a possible, scoring ball for Lee Vann if he does happen to make something.
Yeah, put it in the middle of the
table. Stick that ball in the pack instead of being over there on his side. It's usually a good idea, unless that ball is blocking banks. In this case, he's got the 8 to block any banks. What Lee Vann should be looking to do here, I know he doesn't have the opportunity to do it right now, but he needs a ball on the end rail near his pocket. He's got one high, he needs one low also. Because Cliff's got a big area on that bottom rail where he can keep leaving him safe.
This is a good shot here. Very good shot.
Yeah, but it would be a fantastic shot if there was a ball on the bottom rail near Lee Vann's pocket. As it is, Cliff can thin a ball, touch the bottom rail, and get himself out of the inning. I'm not saying that's what he will do. I think he'll look for something better than that. But, if there isn't anything better than that, what he's thinking right now is banking that ball, that 12, toward his hole, going 3 rails with the cue ball, hitting the side rail above the 8, but, it's probably not laying right for it, so he's not shooting it.
Now, Lee Vann's going to leave him long if he just rolls down to the end rail. Now, Lee Vann's going to rub the 14 and get him clear downstream. That's going to be a problem for Cliff Joyner.
Good. I don't know what Cliff would have if Lee Vann left the cue ball down by the far corner pocket. Probably.
I guess we're going to find out.
Yeah. Depends exactly where he leaves them, I guess. Oh, he didn't try to put him near the pocket.
All right. Well,
Thought he'd tempt him with something to shoot at. The 9. Yeah.
this is tough business here. Shooting that 9 ball or even manipulating the cue ball down there for a safety is going to be way tougher now. That was a good shot.
Yeah.
If Cliff wants to go with the 9, you just have to let him go, because if a guy can whiz that in on you regularly, you're not going to beat him anyway.
I don't know if Cliff can see the 4 or not. I think he can. And now if the 4 is not like a dead kiss off that strike ball into the corner, Cliff could maybe hit the 4 full and follow to the bottom rail.
Looks like he's playing off the closer ball there, the
He's doing
12 ball.
something else, yeah.
Oh, he's rolling, taking a foul.
Yeah.
Yeah, good decision. And that's
Well,
a good
if
shot.
he doesn't hit it too hard, yeah, okay.
That's a good shot from Lee Vann to
Force Cliff to take a foul,
right.
yeah.
It indicates what a good shot that length of the table shot was.
Well, what do you think? Straight back on the 15 into the 8 here?
I think that's not too
Send the
bad.
cue ball cross table.
It would be all about cue ball security with that shot, not worried about making anything. But
Yeah.
take care of the cue ball.
I think it's laying pretty natural to do it.
He's also considering just rubbing the 8 ball a little closer to his pocket.
And sending cue ball upstairs.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's really laying
I
perfect to
think
get
that's
around
a
the
little
15.
more dangerous, actually, than,
I agree.
than shooting the 15. This is laying real good to do this.
And then he can get the cue ball right back where Cliff didn't like it last time, almost.
And now he's got a ball on the bottom rail near his hole.
Oh, boy.
This is big trouble for Cliff.
Cliff trails in the match, 1-0.
And he's in a big trap here. Lee Vann's got one high, one low. The low one is very close to the pocket.
That offers a lot of different type of scoring opportunities where you just even get trapped and send balls towards your pocket, and it improves your position, even if you can't shoot directly at the ball near your pocket.
Cliff's got a big problem. I don't know if he can do this or not, but
Show us. I'd like to see what you're thinking, Bobby.
well, I don't know how much. I don't know if he can do this or not. If he can blast the 5 into this other ball and kind of float the cue ball to follow down here.
Looks like that might be just what he's trying.
Oh, he blasted the 8 into it.
Great shot,
Let the cue
though.
ball float down,
It
yeah.
really deserves a round of applause from where he was at to not give up anything more than 1 ball.
Yep, I'm sure he's happy with that shot.
Yeah. That's what we call rearranging the furniture. That improved everything quite a bit, even though he gave up a ball and trails in this game 2-0. That was
Anytime you're in a trap like that, if you can get out of it for 1 ball, it's
sure.
you always feel like you found money on the sidewalk or something.
Right. That was risking losing the entire game if it doesn't turn out favorable.
Yeah, being down 2-0 in a race to 3.
That's nothing. Yeah, right. In the race to 3 in games, right. But he's just down 2 balls to nothing, and that's really not a big pile to come back from, although Cliff does owe a ball, so he's actually -1. One of the few games you can go negative in. This one and the other one being straight pool.
What do you think here, Mark? I don't know if he's got anything offensive he can do.
No.
Looks to me like one of those situations where he's just got to duck and wait for a better opportunity.
Well, he's banking the 3 ball, and I don't.
You think he's banking it to try and?
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
That was anything but that. Absolutely anything but that one.
Most one-pocket players aren't going to shoot a shot like that with a gun to their head.
All right. And this is why price is so expensive when it goes wrong, and there were so many things that had to go right there. Despite the fact he did have the cue ball kind of drifting on the right line, he fell 6 inches short, and now he's giving Cliff.
He crashed into those balls.
But he had to. I mean, you can see the way he played it. He anticipated it.
That's what I'm saying. You're not supposed to, how do you know exactly where all these balls are going if you're going to, like, run into something? You don't. If you could hit the ball that accurately, he would have made the bank, first of all.
That's right. That's right. Good point. That's like I was reading a book one time that said when the cue ball's on the end rail and the object ball's on the far end of the table, just thin it down there and leave it just a couple inches over and bring the cue ball right back where it was. It was a great plan, but it just didn't really work. You could shoot it that good, you get a bigger margin of error just banking it. Cliff pockets his first ball here.
I don't think he got where he wanted to there. I think he was trying to come up a little farther and get on the 12 because it's pretty tough to pocket this 5 ball and get on anything else.
Treacherous with that side pocket there. You have to be kind of judicious about what type of spin you apply, and then that sometimes hampers accuracy.
Yeah, even if you're just going to shoot the shot just to get that one, it's a little risky. I mean, the ball is missable, and
a big long stroke. He's going to power up a little bit on this. Come across, and tried to take the scratch out of it.
Wow.
Well, Cliff is going to have to spot one now. One that he owed. VANN has a nice shot on the 2. Could chip the 1 ball a little bit, pick up a position on the 3, maybe go ahead and collect a bunch of balls from here. Playing for 6.
Well, I think a straight pool player would have ended up with a better shot than this. I mean, he could have just rolled that ball in and clipped those balls and had a shot at the 3 ball.
Would have had the insurance ball in play. My dad described it like this, Bob. He said, "Son, that took a concentrated effort to screw that one up." Anything, just rolled ahead. You didn't have to do anything that time. It was going to hit the 1.
If you're going to blast those balls and expect something to bank back over on your side, you got to hit them even harder than that. Mm-hmm. Hitting them soft on that spot was definitely.
That's right. Well, you as a straight pool player would recognize that. If they're frozen, they come apart and come back across much easier. But when there's little gaps in there, now they kind of die there.
Yeah, but I mean, you're guaranteed to get a shot if you just shoot that soft. Leave your cue ball near the pile.
Combination
just
bank.
Bump them a little bit.
4-7, put it on his side.
Where's the 4 going, though?
Well, I think he's going to cut the 7 a little bit, so the 4 ball will go to its left.
The 4 goes into the 13 or whatever, or the 11 to 4.
The 4 goes into the 7, then the 7 just banks towards his pocket.
But then the 4 goes where?
He's cutting it a little bit. The 4 is going to go.
The 4 is going to go up table?
That's what he's looking at. If I can show it on the screen here.
Well, if the 4 goes up table,
he's trying to hit the high side of this, so the 4 ball goes this way, and then the 7 ball comes down here. But it's still tricky with that gap there. I'm just saying that's what he was looking at. He's definitely going to play it so the 4 ball goes to his left.
Well, it really doesn't look like. It looks like to do that, he's got to cut the 4 a little bit, which is going to send the cue ball toward the 11.
Oh, well, maybe that's why he's not doing it then.
Yeah.
But he did measure it up.
This is one of those shots where it's not really laying right to do what he looked at first, and he's at least sharp enough to recognize that, but not sharp enough not to sell out the 11 here.
Away from him a little bit too much.
Well, these guys keep trying to give it away to each other. Let's see who ends up being successful.
Makes it for a much more interesting game, I can say, than just a perfectly played one pocket, because hard to predict what's going to happen next.
Cliff should definitely get plenty of balls here.
He's let the cue ball get right on the rail, just what you don't want to do.
I think I'd have played that to come up high and shoot the 6 next. You know, trying to kill it down here where you get a shot at one of these balls, you know, it's hard to keep it off that rail. That was a nice shot, though.
Yeah, good recovery.
Now he can go for the 9 next if he wants, or the 6.
Looking for the bridge. Well, that's the 6 is over by the 3 in the pocket.
Well,
So
this is the
7.
4 ball.
The 4 ball, pink ball spooks you. That's our.
I get these different colored balls mixed up all the time.
We have pink balls here for breast cancer awareness.
I'm lucky if I can remember them with the old colors.
You're not that aged. There, he got it off the rail, but maybe too much.
Wow, 50-yard line. Do I shoot the 9 or the 4? Okay, that's the 4, the pink one, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's from years ago. When I used to play a little bit of snooker. The 6 ball was pink.
That's right.
And now every time I see that pink ball, I think of the 6.
And the black ball was worth 7 rather than number 8. Yeah.
Right.
You got all kinds of stuff. Okay.
Missed again. Well,
I don't know what VANN can do here, but
you
a
know,
lot better than he was thinking he was going to be.
my tendency would have been, since he had to use the bridge on that one shot. I forget what ball it was, but when you got to use the bridge, shooting it a little softer and just playing position for the 9, I think it was the better choice. Trying to get up high enough to shoot the 6 or the or that brown ball,
Right.
the 7. With the bridge, I think I just would have opted for the softer shot and played for the 9 next. All right, what does he do now?
Well, VANN's got a couple balls right there, very threatening. So.
He's and 2 of them are pointed straight in his hole. I think Cliff's got to kick easy at the 6 and just try and move those balls a little bit. Leave the cue ball right in VANN's pocket. Just like that. Now, if the 3 was frozen to the rail before, then that's a foul. But you have to shoot the shot anyway. That's what you have to do, no matter whether it's frozen or not.
And due to the fact that the 3 wasn't declared frozen, then it's just going to be none. But I don't think it was.
Then it's a good safety.
That was a very productive shot for how soft he hit it. He got a lot of work done there with a minimum amount.
He took away the dead ball and left nothing, basically.
Right. VANN has to consider moving one of those 3 balls nearest his pocket, which he'd prefer not to do, but I don't know if he can see much else.
I don't even know.
Yeah, he might even have to take a foul here.
I think he'll try to bank this.
Oh, yeah, he could have that angle.
He did.
But look at this. He's going to sell out if he misses it.
Well, this is a long enough shot. Cliff's probably not going to shoot. Unless he can get the cue ball down by VANN's pocket again.
I see.
Well, if he can shoot this 15 and go 1 rail.
Out for the brown 7. Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Maybe even get position on the 9.
If he wants to whap it that hard. Yes, he does. Good call,
right. Well, he's
got right in between.
Can he make the 14?
Here on the overhead, maybe. Kinda, I don't know.
On the overhead, it looks like it. On the other angle, it doesn't.
We'll find out here in a minute. But
It's close.
he either should have gone stronger or softer. He somehow managed
The thing is, he's got a great trap. He can put him in here. He can bank the 9 over on his side and put the cue ball behind that wall of balls by his pocket again. So
perhaps even further
probably what
dislodge
we're
him
going
a
to
bit.
see.
Oh,
Well,
not so
he hit it
hard.
a little firmer than that's a 12 ball, I guess.
But he's okay.
Yeah. He's
Oops.
definitely. I'd say he's rather more than just okay.
Right. Joyner now has 4 balls, and VANN CORTEZA has 3. VANN leads the match 1-0.
He doesn't have much here that's any good, though.
No, this is tricky. Yeah, that was a very, very effective shot. The last 2 shots that Cliff has played where he lagged in behind those the first time and then now getting the cue ball back there again.
He's going to try to go up table here and put the 6. Oh, he hit the 3 over to. Is that the 3?
Oh,
He's a
sold
3
out to
green.
7. Yeah, no. The 3's red, same as it has been for the last 37
What's
years.
the green ball?
That's the 6 ball. The standard
I thought
colors.
the pink ball was the 6 ball.
No, the pink. This is like a Three Stooges episode here. What's
Yeah.
6 ball?
We're the guys doing the commentary. All right. Cliff's got a good shot here. Make the 7, go to the end rail, come up for the 9.
Just a nice rolling ball hit. Got open balls. So he can play the 14, right?
Can he? I
Looks
guess
like
he
it.
must be able to. He's shooting at it.
He's just going to draw back a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Does he need 2?
Yes.
He should just be able to slide up here a little bit for the 10.
Good shot there. Straight in. Virtual gimme. So a couple nice defensive plays here. And I think it was just experience and savvy as opposed to shot making that allowed Cliff Joyner to win this game and tie the match at 1 game apiece.
Yeah, I don't really know what VANN was trying to do with that shot. I mean, the cue ball didn't end up anywhere near the end rail. So if that's what if he was trying to leave it on the end rail, he struck it badly.
I think based on the fact he was using so much draw because he jacked up, he was trying to get it to come over our way a little bit more than what it ended up going. And it was very difficult.
You know, when you try to do too much with a shot, especially in a situation like that where you can't win the game with the shot, all you can do is lose the game with it, then you should look for something simple to do. You know, that's something that Billy told me years and years ago. That was probably the best thing that he ever told me. You know, don't do something difficult, you know, when, you know, the best you're going to do is make 1 ball or put the ball in front of your hole where the guy can easily knock it away. You know, you're much better off to look for something simple to do that's not as offensive, but where you're not going to sell out.
Right. Well, so far the break advantage has been neutralized as each player has broken the other one's break. Once again, a very good break for Cliff Joyner.
Cliff is hitting him perfect on that break, and he's breaking from pretty close to the side rail.
This could be tricky to get out of this one. He's in a pretty good trap to begin with. Perhaps he can go off the 12 and bring the cue ball between the 9 and the 4, but if you tick the 9, you can easily scratch from here, and you can also, if you misjudge the speed,
Very true.
a lot of bad things can happen. And even if you get it down below the 4, Cliff's most likely going to be able to wiggle out of there and maybe get the cue ball back where it's at now. Anyway.
You know what he could maybe do is bank this 12 into the pile and send the cue ball upstairs by the corner pocket.
Yeah, your shot was a much better shot. to gamble with.
As long as you could leave him hooked on the 4. You know, if you leave the cue ball up by that end corner pocket, you know,
Furthest away,
Cliff wouldn't
yeah.
have a shot at anything. And you'd go a long ways toward turning that break around if you drove that ball into the pack and opened him up on your side.
That's right. Especially when you have to gamble, you might as well, you know, go where you got a real chance to do something.
I think that that shot was less of a gamble than the shot that he chose. You know, because it would be much easier to get safe.
Right.
You know, putting it anywhere on that side rail up there at the other end, he's not going to have anything.
Cliff's going to be jacked up over 2 balls here if he tries to cut the 7 in, which is what we figure that he will do. But
And he would have a bunch of open balls on his side of the table then.
yeah, right, what you're saying
You know,
about the
give
defensive
Cliff something
shot.
to worry about.
Right. I don't think he's going to be able to do much position-wise here. It's just make the ball.
It's hard to tell. He might be close enough where he can shoot this combination.
Or even rail first on
Or
the
go
9.
rail first, yeah, that might be, he might choose to go that way. I think they'll shoot in the combination. See, he's looking at sliding the cue ball right between there. And he should be able to do that. Even if that doesn't pocket the ball, if he gets the cue ball between those 2 balls, it should be a good shot.
In this circumstance, you really want to prioritize your cue ball.
Absolutely. You just do not want to hit that 14. You could hit the bottom side of the 12 and be okay. But you got to make sure you don't hit the 14 or the top side of the 12.
It's a pretty narrow window, too, so he has to make a clean hit on this first ball.
Yeah,
That's what
the
he's
thing is,
surveying it some more.
He's close enough to it, and the angle is good. I expect he'll get between those balls.
Provided you don't get too consumed with making the combinations, what I meant,
Right,
where it draws
right.
your, forget the combination
He's
part.
played enough one pocket where he knows what he's got to do here.
Prioritize the cue ball. Did not do it, but he made the combination.
Well, he didn't sell out anything either. It was. I'm sure that's not exactly where he intended to stop the cue ball right on top of the 12.
Particularly,
But
checked it 3 times and pointed where he wanted it to go, but he was very near it. 13 ball now. Great top spin, get on the 15. Good shot.
come up for the 3. When he shoots the 3, I mean, provided he gets the right angle, he could move those balls a little bit and maybe get himself another shot.
Fell just a little flat,
like
so
a
he had to
good
power
angle.
up.
Well,
Good
this is a
shot
good
there.
angle.
Oh, no, real good shot from how flat he was on the previous ball. Yeah. It wasn't rewarded there.
No, you know, if he would have hit that ball harder, the 8 would have come across table farther and gotten over more on his side, you know, where he might have a shot at it.
Certainly not the sharpest we've seen Cliff Luck, because a lot of times he is able to do those shots. But if you're just a little bit out of form, those are the things that go away, those little detail type things.
Of course, then on the other hand, if he hits it harder, the cue ball might come off the 3 at a wider angle and not have bumped the 6-8 over at all.
Right, right.
So maybe he did do the best he could with it.
Particularly being he has a lead here. He's not going to need to do anything crazy now.
Yeah. Well, you know, what is the score?
5-0 or 6? Let's see. 6-0.
6-0.
Yeah.
I'll be real surprised if Cliff doesn't start knocking all the balls down the other end of the table at this point.
And conversely, Lee Vann doesn't want to see the balls go down table. He would rather try to manufacture some type of a shot here.
Cliff, best thing he can do right now is get these balls out of play. Where in case he does make a mistake or Lee Vann makes a crazy shot, he's not going to be able to run very many.
Right, right. And so
Well,
hence, Lee Vann should be willing to gamble more in this circumstance.
Exactly. He's playing a losing game here. So he's going to be taking more chances. And Cliff knows this, you know. He knows that what you do when you're way ahead in the game is is ice it. You know, you make sure that the guy has no chance to win. You got to get those balls out of play.
Boy,
Sometimes,
great chance there.
See, something like that
Yeah.
is the big reason you don't want all these balls down at this end.
Well, Cliff's in a lot of trouble here because that 6 ball is right in front of the pocket. He doesn't have an easy way to get at it.
He may have to
Concede it,
take a
blast
foul.
it or something.
Well, shoot the kick shot, you know, up and down the table. Or he could blast into everything here, but you know, when you're ahead 6-0, you know, if everything doesn't go right here, oh wow,
Banking to win.
wow.
Oh boy.
You know what? They roll up away from the end rail a little bit at that end. I saw Lee Vann after his last match was rolling some balls slowly there, and I think they do roll up a little way away from that pocket.
Well, Lee Vann's got a chance to play some offense now with the 6 ball right over the pocket. Position won't be that easy, it doesn't appear.
He's going to crash into the 11. I think the best way to shoot this is
He double kissed it out of there.
Oh, he could hit.
He played that.
He was able to hit the top of the ball, so that's what helped him in that spot.
But it was a great shot. It looked like he played for the double kiss, and that's just what he got with a little bit of spin.
Yep.
Love to get a second look at that if we could, because that was a great shot, a very subtle one, very intricate and detailed. It's just ball running.
The great
now.
one pocket players that I have talked to, you know, would always tell me to don't try anything like that bank that Cliff shot on the 8 while all the balls are still down here. When you got that big lead, you know, you got to be more careful at that point in the game than ever, because you don't want to lose a game that you should have won. You know.
Well, you force
You just
your opponent to want to gamble anyway. You know.
Exactly. Your opponent is the one that needs to take the chances. You don't. You know, if you're in too big a hurry to get out, you're risking everything, you know.
We're going to get a second look at that great position shot from Lee Vann Corteza. Watch it now. Double kisses on the 11.
I don't.
No, he was just able to draw off of it.
I just drew it off of the ball. Yeah, that was
just a beautiful shot.
Well, from Cliff's perspective, the 8 and the 1 should be pretty safe. So, you know, Lee Vann's probably not going to get all the way out.
And the 2 ball will not be a bargain. He'll have to make a good bank
No,
shot.
he'll either have to make a bank, or he could shoot the 5 now and run into it.
Manufacture it.
Put it somewhere else, you know.
That wouldn't be a bad move.
He's not doing that.
Did not really want to be on the cushion here.
Looks like he's pretty straight.
That means he'll probably play the 10 ball next.
Yeah, he's got enough room where he could jack up a little bit and shoot the 5 and just draw back a little for the 10, but I'm sure he'd rather be a little farther off the rail for shooting either one of these shots. Yeah, there's the 10. Well, no real great angle here, and he's not going to be able to bank the 2 with the 8 sitting there, so he's probably just going to get one more.
Then would he concede the 8 ball and just put Cliff on the...
Well, he might be able to take the 8 out of there. It's not that deep in the pocket to where...
The thing is, if he had to hit it hard, you're saying just real soft spin in behind it and try to just
maybe it depends on where he ends up. You know, I mean, there might be a way to get it out. I mean, even if he ends up on the bottom rail, he could shoot it and kind of jaw the ball and make it fly out of there. Or hit it soft to where the 8 ends up just above the cue ball.
So he's playing for the stop shot.
I don't know. I'm not sure what he's doing.
I guess he could get it out of there. No, maybe it went too far.
I wouldn't have played to get there.
I think he was trying to get right on the
I'm
cushion.
not saying he can't do anything with it, but he's, going to be shooting it like left-handed, jacked up over the 2.
Had he been just a little bit further
Or with
over,
the
I think he
bridge.
could have got it out of there easier. Now I think he has to consider.
Or even being on the bottom rail, I think would have been better than this.
No, it's just going to be a soft hit.
Yeah.
It's not going to
Oh,
just
no,
be a
it's
soft hit. That was a great shot.
Yeah.
So he could do a little more with it than we thought.
All right,
It wasn't
they
as
both
deep.
need 2.
Very interesting game.
Well, Cliff's definitely going to bank the 8 toward his hole and leave the cue ball on the same side of the table as all these other balls, and hopefully leave in hooked on whichever ball is closest to his pocket. I mean, that's what it. Well, actually, looking at this other monitor, I don't know if he might have to hit it too hard to do that.
He can still bring it down here, though, and just play the cue ball.
He could bring it down to the end rail, about where that chalk is, maybe, or a little, between the chalk and the middle diamond. Yeah, here
Call
it
there,
comes.
right on the chalk. Good call, Bobby.
That was a good shot. He's got one high and one low. Lee Vann's probably going to hit to bank the 8 up toward the middle of the other end rail, leave the cue ball down behind the 2. Something like that.
Gorgeous shot, too, from that distance. Played it well. Got the 8 away from there and forced Cliff to play off the 2.
Well, I think Cliff will probably just knock the 2 up by that ball by the side and leave the cue ball over on the other side rail.
Looking at exactly your shot, Bobby. No?
Yeah, I think so.
Different?
No, that's what he's doing.
Okay.
Yep.
So now we're going to have some tactics here. 6 balls apiece. Well into game number 3.
Let me see here. I don't know. He's probably going to bank this over to the other side of the table and bring the cue ball back down to the foot rail. Kind of like he's shooting it cross corner. Yep.
And that was just what Billy told you to do. Do something simple rather than try to make something happen that's not there.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Don't lose the game in that circumstance.
Yeah. Cliff, I'm guessing right here he's just going to bump that 2 ball and leave the cue ball, try to freeze it on the 1. I don't think he'll knock the 8 in or anything like. Well, he's shooting down there. Is the 1 not makeable cross corner? Because those Filipinos will shoot those kind of. Oh, he kicked the 8 toward his hole. Now, see, that's the kind of stuff I was talking about Cliff in the beginning, about his creativity and his knowledge of the game. That's a shot that a lot of guys are going to be a little scared to shoot. If you don't hit it quite right, you can really, you can sell out on that.
Instead, though, if you feel confident about it, it's a very productive shot because now Lee Vann has to kick in behind it.
Lee Vann's playing defense now.
Right.
The guy can't win when he's playing defense.
It's kind of treacherous, too. A lot of things can happen where Cliff comes out of this with a pretty favorable distribution of the balls.
I really think Lee Vann should just try to kick the 8 up near the other balls.
Off the end rail. That's right.
Yeah, just go to the end rail, kick the 8 up by those other 2 balls, and make a little mess up there. I mean, if you can bank it up there without any risk of scratching, that's okay too. There's nothing wrong with that. I didn't know, how much danger there was shooting it that way.
Right.
All right, it's 1-1 and 6-6. Got a game here.
Cliff's kind of weighing it out here.
Yeah,
This end game tactics, though, that does figure to favor the experienced player, and particularly a guy that banks real well.
Yeah. I think he thins the 8 and brings the cue ball back to this. Oh, no. Hold it. Hold it. Wow. Oh, my God. I think that's the first ball I've seen rolling toward a hole with that kind of speed on it that didn't actually fall in.
Look at this shot. Lee Vann smiling. I think he might be able to get to the one ball here, but boy, is that a tough shot from there. Perhaps not.
I don't really even know what Cliff was trying to do there.
I think he was trying to two cushion the one out here and three cushion the other one. You know how when they said it funny?
This is his hole here, right?
No, this is his hole over here.
No, this is the rack.
No, you're right. Yeah, what am I saying? I'm thinking he was trying to get it to come around both of them this way.
See, I think that's one of those situations where he tried to do too much.
He was so successful with the previous kick. But it was awkward. He didn't really want to knock the 2-ball in, but he did try to maybe do a little bit too much there. He got himself in a bind.
If he can see the one here, he's just got to lag it. Just roll it in, pocket speed. I guess he couldn't see it.
Pretty nice shot.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Now, if Cliff can shoot this one into the end rail, if it's pretty straight, he can maybe bank it 3 rails in his hole and have a shot at the 8.
Right.
If there was one ball on the table, it wouldn't be the right shot because there's too much
chance
to
give up
sell
a
out a bank.
Right.
But with that 8 there, that's going to block any possible bank he might leave. I mean, if this is a doable shot here, I think that's what we're going to see him shoot.
It'll be end rail,
rails.
side rail, end rail towards his pocket.
Yeah.
It'll be about a 25-foot shot.
There it is. He hit it pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty free, too, that shot. Although, Lee Vann could bank the 8 over to his pocket and not really be risking much. I think that shot of Cliff's is better if he shoots it a little softer. Leaves the 1 down here and maybe leaves himself a little bit more of a cut on the 8. He let the cue ball drift down a little too far. Now Lee Vann's got a shot where he can bank the 8 and play safe.
Boy, that's a nice hit.
Kind of like that, but they
It did drift up a little bit, maybe.
Roll
Didn't
down toward the bottom rail. That's for sure.
Something fell from the sky here.
I think Cliff kicks 2 rails at the 8.
There's something on the table. It just fell out of the sky. I don't know, it was a piece of paper or something.
I think Cliff is just going to kick the 8 up toward the 2-ball here. Side rail, end rail, hit the 8 and stop. Cue ball there. 8 goes somewhere in the vicinity of the 2.
Seeing a real good tactical game here, though. A lot of different shots that come up in one pocket just every so often. That long 3-railer comes up about once every 4 or 5 games, maybe.
Yeah.
Looks like he's doing something more than just soft.
Yeah, he hit it a little firmer than I expected.
I think he was trying to send it towards his pocket.
I don't know why, unless he was just trying to. I guess he could have been trying to hit it on the way in there, but I think that's a crazy shot. I think to intentionally go 2 rails is better. Maybe he just wanted to make sure that he got a rail with the 8.
Well, I guess Lee Vann could bank the 8-ball back here, but he's still got an issue with the cue ball. He's got to
I can
handle.
go 3 rails with the cue ball, possibly, and put it on over on near Cliff's pocket.
You want to go a lot of power then. Go on 3 rails and overdo it.
But he's just lagging it to his hole and leaving Cliff long.
Daring him.
Yeah. I think that was a good choice there. He got the 8 close enough to his pocket where Cliff's not going to take a chance, shoot the 1. Yeah, that was a good shot.
Yeah, very productive in that distance. If Cliff decides to shoot the 1, well, shake his hand. Great shot.
You think he'll kick to the end rail and knock the 8 up table?
Looks like that's what he's queuing up for.
Spin, left English.
Yep.
There it is.
Rather, it didn't go in the pocket, though.
Yeah, Cliff doesn't mind the tactical game from here. Figures to have a pretty good edge.
That is how you defang a shooter. You know, I don't think he wants to just get in a all-out shootout with Lee Vann. I think he definitely wants to play to his strengths.
Wants to outmove him. Wow. Yeah, that was a little loose. He's lucky he didn't sell out something there.
Right, he could have got hurt with that. Well, now Cliff's got...
Cliff's going to probably knock the 1-4 rails. Put it on the bottom rail, about in the middle of the end rail.
Not just one rail across to his side of the table.
Well, you called it. If the 8 ball wasn't there, I think we would have seen Cliff shoot the ball 4 rails around. The 8 might have been in a way, made that a little dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you hit it perfect, it's not a problem. It's just the times that you barely miss it, then that's when the 8 ball gets in play.
Yeah, if he clips that 8, then who knows what's going to happen. At some point, I know Cliff would like to get that 2 ball away from that side pocket. That's not helping him at all. There's very few places on the table where he can shoot it in and not scratch.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
that was the problem.
Oh boy,
that was the problem with that.
That's inexperience at playing this game.
This might be nearly where Cliff could shoot the 2 ball. I don't know. It's right hanging over the edge, though. Boy, that'd be dangerous because the...
He can probably shoot it. It looks like if he just lags it in easy, just rolls it. It looks like he's trying to stop his ball, though. Boy, that's...
No, I think he's just going to super roll it. No, he wasn't. He tried to follow it down.
He hit it pretty firm. Wow.
So a little more angle than we thought.
It was a nice shot. He can bank the 1 now.
Right, perfect position to bank the 1. This bank shot, the capture.
The thing is, if he hits it real soft, it's going to roll up like we've been seeing it happen on this table. Oh, he banked it toward the bottom rail a little bit. Now, see, that's really got no chance.
Nonetheless, the upper hand here, pretty good.
Yeah, he's happy to be in the spot he's in right now, I'm sure.
He needs 1 ball and has a tactical game going here, the end game.
Yeah. And I think what we're going to see is that Cliff leaving that 8 ball where it is as long as he can. He'll play on the 1 as much as possible. And that way, Lee Vann's got to beat him 1 ball at a time. You know, go through this whole moving thing and beat him twice. Doing it. Looks like he left Cliff a 3-railer here.
Oh, I think straight back, too.
Well, yeah, that too.
Cliff hits these so good.
The straight back is probably better.
He hits them so good, you know, with that speed that he has. And this is right here. This is his wheelhouse type of shot. It's amazing, too. It's uncanny how often he'll leave it hanging if he doesn't make it. From much weirder angles than this. Didn't hit it perfect,
Didn't look
though.
like he hit it hard enough.
There it is. Leave it hanging.
Hey, I know when a guy hits a ball hard enough or not. That was clearly not hard enough.
Well, Lee Vann's got a scratch now. pocket the ball, follow it in. Okay.
Nicely done.
This will be an interesting thing to see what Cliff does with this. Most of the one pocket
Wow.
players don't try to play the head ball,
No,
even though
okay.
it can go.
Cliff's going to knock the bottom ball up table and leave the cue ball on the bottom rail. I mean, if he does anything else, I'll be surprised. Because he'd like to have 2 of the 3 balls out of play. And make Corteza beat him 1 ball at a time. See, I'm surprised he's got the cue ball on that side of the table. Is he gonna?
Well, I think he's
No,
gonna,
he's gonna clip.
yeah,
He's gonna clip across
the one ball.
go to the side rail.
He's queuing up like he's in a bank or something. No, you called it.
You know, shooting the other shots where you put the cue ball over on the other side and just shoots almost dead into the top ball. It does basically the same thing. Your cue ball just ends up a little farther over toward the other guy's pocket.
Pretty big hill to climb now for Lee Vann.
Yeah, he's got to get 3, and 2 of them are basically out of play.
And facing a banker that
Yeah.
regarded as the best one pocket banker in the game.
Yeah, and now he has. Now the 8's not much of a worry, but he does have 2 balls he's got to play safe on. Oh my goodness!
It's like Lee Vann might make this ball
That
for
was
him almost.
Pretty careless.
Yeah.
He shot it right into the point in the side pocket there.
Well, this would be to capture the game.
Yeah.
Take a 2-1 lead if he can pocket the 1 ball successfully.
Those kind of mistakes are the ones that keep you awake at night,
All right, unforced error.
especially if you're like in the match more than.
Right.
Like if they both needed 1, you know, and he did something like that, you just want to blow your brains out.
And with that said, Cliff Joyner takes a 2-1 lead here in the match. You know, in all pool games, so many more games are lost than won. You know, it's not the great shooting. It's when you make unforced errors and aid your opponent.
Yeah, most of the matches you watch, you know, somebody made a mistake somewhere along the way, you know, at least one. It's the guy that makes fewer mistakes that usually comes out on top.
And it really goes to what Billy Ancardona told you to begin with. Just do something silly. It's simple rather than something silly.
Well, you know, it's a situational thing, you know. If sometimes it's okay to do something crazy if you're way behind in the game and you got no hope of winning it anyway. Sometimes, you know, you have to take more chances. But, you know, if you're ahead in the game,
Right.
you don't do anything.
Look at Lee Vann made the corner ball again.
This
That's
is
the
what
3rd time, right?
Yeah, he did this in. He made the corner?
Yeah, he made the corner ball straight in.
Wow,
Yeah.
but he sold out a ball by Cliff's pocket, which, you know, I mean, that ball's makeable, which he did in his last match with Charlie Mora.
But that's
The one he sold out that match was right in front of the hole. This one, at least, is it's a thin cut.
but absolutely remarkable because nobody else is making ball. You know,
Well, that's the thing about breaking from that side rail. You know, the reward is bigger. You got a chance of making that corner ball like that, but the risk is greater too. I mean, you saw selling out the other corner ball.
and dig down here, withdraw, and try to bump that 10 ball up. Yep, good shot there. Looks like he even has enough of an angle to still manipulate the cue ball a little bit.
Yeah. I think he's got to try. Well, I don't know if it's doable or not. It looks like he's got to try to get on the 14. And then probably cut the 14 in, go into the 12 with a lot of follow and right English, get the 12 out of there, go to the rail, let the right angle spin him up enough to have a shot at the 6. I don't see how else he gets more balls unless he wants to shoot the 15, then the 14, then maybe bank the 10 ball. But if you're just, you know,
Right.
trying to run balls without banking anything, I think that's your best shot.
Almost looks like now here on the overhead that he could maybe stiffen the cue ball up enough that he could go into the 1 ball here. I mean, there is things that could go wrong, but he does look like you saw him put his tip out there by the 1, like he's trying to attack the 1 with his shot.
Well, maybe you can do that.
If he bumps the 1 and doesn't get frozen up on one of the other balls over there, look at this. Great execution.
Yeah, that was a nice shot.
Yeah,
See the now, what do?
Well, you know, one
You're
thing.
gonna shoot that 12.
Just to go back to that, though, that's what the Filipino rotation players are so good at, is that exact thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They're very good at that kind of stuff. But what do you do here? If you shoot the 14, now the 6 and 12 are still kind of in line. You know, they're
Right.
it makes either one of them tough to pocket. So you almost have to shoot the 12 first, and
That's dangerous,
you're
too.
just jacked up over the balls. You got to avoid the 1 ball, or boy, they have a nice touch for that kind of shot. You know?
Yeah, another skill that comes with a lot of rotation play. If he could get the 14 out of there, the 3 would go then. He could get it back around the stack.
Well, see, the 6 is in the open now. I mean, if he wants, he could shoot the 6 right now, go into those balls and have a shot at the 14. Or he could shoot the 1 first and then do that. You know, all he's got to do is bump the 3 and the 9, and he'll have a nice shot on the 14. So if he doesn't like it right now, he can shoot the 1 first and then try and get a slightly less angle on the 6 to do it on the next shot. Another thing you could do here is shoot the 1 and just roll between the 6 and 14 and have a shot at the 14.
That's the decision he's making now. Try to bump the 13 or get on the 14.
I like shooting the 6 and bumping those balls a little bit to change them because they're...
Oh, he went a little too strong, didn't he?
Sure did. Well, you can bank the 10 now and go up table with the cue ball.
Yeah, that would definitely be where he goes. He's just expressing a little disappointment that he didn't do better with this turn.
Yeah.
Figures to put the 10 ball real close to his pocket, so it'll still be an okay inning.
He still wants to shoot at something over here. When I don't think...
If the 6 isn't for sure, there's no sense in even thinking about it. You can't spin it in.
Of course not.
Risk it. It's the only way you can lose now. He wants to shoot it bad.
He's got 5 balls now, right? And he's
massing.
curving his ball around there.
What a shot. What a shot. It's hard to criticize it because he made it, and it's also
sure
he
it
didn't
is, but
sell
it
out,
is-
but he could have gave up quite a tactical advantage that he would have had. We're so accustomed to 1 pocket players playing the 10 ball there.
Yeah.
And he's still at the table. 5 and 4, there's 9, so he does have 6 now. Playing for 2 behind his back. I always kind of think maybe he's mocking his opponent, like you can't beat me.
You think he'll try and hit the 10 here or go up for shape for those other balls? No, he just... See... Behind his back. Got the ball
Overcut it.
in, not even try to play safe on the shot. This is a different style 1 pocket than we're used to seeing. What's he got, 6?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that little bit of a masse again here.
This is what we call a half masse after this shot.
Yeah, after Cliff shoots. Now, Cliff feels like he's far enough behind where he's got to take some chances.
Made that
All right,
shot.
here comes the little bender.
Nice finish here.
See all the spin on the cue ball? He curves it around the 11 just a little bit. And
You see the measles still twirling there long after the 6 balls left. So you know he had a ton of spin. Great shot.
that is where the touch comes in. You know, when you're playing every day, you know, it's you have the touch to do those kind of things. And if you play once a week, it's much scarier to try that stuff.
Yeah, right. That's when you tend to get a little quick, anxious, jab, or you don't follow through, and then the
You're
spin
afraid
doesn't
you're going to
grab.
twist it too much. I mean, the confidence to just shoot that and understand how much you're going to curve the ball, you know.
Right.
It's little things like that, you know. I mean, good players make it look easy, but it's definitely not easy.
It is so intricate. You know, I mean, it looks, like you said, it looks deceptively simple, but yet when you get up there and try it, it doesn't work at all like that, you know.
Well, I mean, sometimes, you know, if you're not playing all the time, even him, if he laid off for a month and tried that shot, he might curve the cue ball and hit the interfering ball, or he might not curve it enough, might curve it too much.
Right.
You know, you have to aim away from the ball you're shooting at a little bit. That's kind of what, you know,
That's
where you got to have a lot of trust in your arm that it's going to do the right thing, because you're not really even aiming at the ball you're shooting at. You have to aim far enough out to where you're missing the interfering ball and then letting the cue ball come back in just the right amount to pocket the ball you're shooting at.
Here, the shot that Cliff just made was deceptively good. He tried to do more than just pocket the ball, and he did a great job with
Yeah,
the cue ball up into the stack. So.
Right. You want to put the cue ball someplace where it's going to be very difficult for Corteza to execute anything offensive, that's for sure. And even if he picks a defensive shot, it's not going to be a super strong one.
No, he's kind of
It's
in the
just
bind here.
Something to get him through the inning, basically.
Almost feels like he's trying to bank this ball straight back and then handle the cue ball.
Well, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he did it. He's done some other, you know, this is nuts. Now he not only leaves Cliff the ball in front of his hole, but he's going to be able to bank the 11 also. At least with that ball where it was, you know, VANN would have been much better off just to thin those balls and leave the cue ball on the bottom rail. You know, that's the situation again where he's going to get one if he makes it.
This is interesting. Cliff can play this off the stack, maybe.
I don't think he will. I think he's much better off just to put the 11 over on the side rail near his hole and leave the cue ball down on the end rail.
Yeah, it might not be laying quite as well for that, what I thought.
Huh.
Moves it down on his side.
It could be that the 3 is pretty dead off the 9, the kiss shot, and maybe he didn't want to leave him that from the other end.
Particularly when he's shown a propensity to want to shoot anyway.
Or maybe the 9 is dead off the pink ball.
4 ball.
The pink ball, yeah.
Pinky.
I'm not.
That's the breast cancer awareness ball.
Okay,
Bobby.
All right. Actually, that was a pretty good shot by Cliff. Now that I'm looking at this, because whatever VANN does, he's pretty much got to jostle that cluster of balls, and it might turn out good for Cliff. Yeah, I like that shot more now that I see the outcome, what Cliff did, you know. I have to remember that.
So Lee Vann needs one ball. Cliff needs them all.
Well, if there's nothing dead in the cluster, Cliff, well, why wouldn't he shoot the two railer here on that 11? It must have been tougher than it looked from here.
I think the cue ball was going to come out a little hot, and he didn't have to come all the way down the table with
Well,
it.
I was thinking he could swing the cue ball two rails and put it on one side of the cluster and then the ball near his pocket, you know, where Corteza's hooked on it.
It might have been where the reality and the
Could be.
actuality
Yeah,
separated there.
Must not have been laying right for that, Mark?
Yeah, I think so. That was quite a bit. Anytime you move both balls many, many feet, a lot of things can happen. Well,
And
he's looking at your shot, too. He's looking at that 9 ball.
yeah.
I think it's laying pretty good.
Well, all we can tell from here is it's fairly close.
The part about these, you know, that makes them really tricky is when there's other balls that add weight to that. It seems to change those paths that they come out of there as opposed to if it's just 2 balls. So,
It can, but there's really
well, it's a go. He's playing the 9 ball successfully. That ties the match up. 2 games apiece, Bobby.
well, it's not really what I was expecting to see. Cliff, in the early games, really made some uncharacteristic errors for him.
Yeah, errors of pure, lack of form, not decision making so much. The fact that Lee Vann made 2 balls on the break too, that's really conspired against Cliff's effort.
How do you break the guy when he's making a ball every time he breaks him?
Looking out at some adjacent tables, I see.
Well, here's the situation where winning the leg might determine the winner of the match.
Right.
You know, the way Lee Vann's been breaking him, making a ball every time, you wouldn't want him to be breaking for the match.
Right. All right, 2 games apiece. This is the final rack.
Cliff's been breaking very well. I mean, he hasn't been pocketing a ball, but he has not sold out a ball in the break, and it's been very hard for Lee Vann to do anything with. Once again, he hit some great.
Yeah, terrific break there.
Lee Vann can't see any of the 3 closest balls to Cliff's pocket. Lee Vann can't see any of them. He's got 1 high, 1 low, 1 out in the open. This is kind of rough.
Levi might play off what I believe to be the 13 ball by the side pocket, and there's a drag it down there between those 2 balls. It's not a great shot. I'm just saying it's hard to get the cue ball down there near Cliff's pocket, which is strategically most players try to do.
You know, he probably doesn't have anything any better than that, unless he. Well, no, that's no good either. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be looking at this.
No, it's going to require a good shot. Nice. I hope he's not considering playing safe on the wrong side of the stack in this fashion.
He is.
Well, last time he did it, he really didn't get in that much trouble from doing it. Cliff ended up leaving the cue ball loose.
he's looking at seeing if he can clip the 14 and freeze the cue ball on the back of the.
I think he might
the
take a
pink
foul.
ball.
He might just take a foul here
Yeah,
and
that's
just lag
possible.
it.
He might kick at the 8 also.
Right.
He's looking. I mean, he might have been looking to see if the 14-6 would go if the 8 wasn't there.
Presume he's going to kick this
Yeah,
off.
I think he's kicking in the 8 over toward his hole.
Well, he owes a ball. Nothing hit a rail after contact.
I don't know if I really agree with the speed that he shot that.
Definitely let VANN out of the trap.
I mean, I don't think the 14-6-8 was straight in VANN's hole, was it?
It's almost. I mean,
I don't know what other explanation there could be for him shooting that shot the way he did. Sometimes from up here, we can't tell exactly what's laying there. So that's my excuse for making a bad call.
But when you look at the 14, if I could show this here on the, if you look at these balls, you can see that this ball would help to throw that ball just enough to get in there if it isn't already lined up to get in there. That 6 ball. So Cliff's going to have to be aware of that, and maybe he is.
Again, though, from here, it's hard to tell if that 14-6 is pointed exactly at the middle of the pocket or off to one side or the other. That was a nice shot. Catching that little bit of rail there, missing the 8 ball on the way in. If you touch the 8, you scratch.
You have to be very confident. VANN would like to do something good here. Got out of the break now. The balls seem to be favoring him a little bit. He's contemplating whether he wants to try to bank that 4 ball into the 15 or try to twist it straight back. Really don't like to just try to twist this back off the end rail.
The problem,
bank straight away.
The problem with shooting that 4, banking it into any of those other balls, into the 9 or the 2 or the 15, is that, you could sell out a bank if something doesn't go in your hole.
Real easy.
Yeah. He's probably not going to want to try something like that in this situation. If there was a ball there that he was sure he was going to get the cue ball behind, then okay. But here, the cue ball is just going to be in the open. Who knows where all the other balls are going to be. It's too risky. What he wants to do, I think, here is protect his 8 ball. That's one thing. I want us to get the cue ball someplace where Cliff can't knock his 8 ball out of there.
And the 15 off the 9.
There. That was a beautiful shot.
Tremendous shot.
Yeah, he stuck the cue ball right in the backside of the 2.
Yeah, great play.
And Cliff is going to have to give him this ball, probably off the 15, send the cue ball over into that ball.
It's not that easy to not sell out a bank doing it.
Well,
it's just because the ball's up a little bit high in the pocket, Bobby, and he might sell out the 2 on a bank.
Well, VANN's going to have to gamble shooting the 2. The cue ball's going to be below it.
Not by that much, because if he hits it on the high side, he could easily.
Well, I think what Cliff's got to do here is bump the 15. Might even get in the way of banking the 2. He's got to knock the 15 up table a little bit and send the cue ball into the 6.
So what you're
Probably
suggesting
to
is
the
a little
bottom
bit
rail
more pace
first.
than what I was thinking. It's not just to lag it over there.
Well, he probably wants the cue ball to go to the bottom rail first, hit the 6. Cue ball could even end up snug against the 8 ball, against the backside of the 8. Let's make sure nothing interferes with this shot.
It's kind of a weird arrangement where the 4 ball's not just hanging.
Let me show you what I'm talking about.
Go ahead and show us.
I think if he shoots the cue ball into this ball here, sends the cue ball here, knocks this in, the cue ball could end up there. And the 15 would go to the rail, maybe come up in this area.
And even maybe bump the 2 a little bit, or arrange itself in such a way that he doesn't have a bank shot.
That's what he's looking at. He's going off the 15 into the rail, into the 6, and hopefully up behind the 8. And hopefully the 15 blocks the bank on the 2. The only thing he's got to worry about playing this is, getting a double kiss, the 15 kissing the cue ball. He's got to hit it thin enough to where he doesn't get the double kiss, but full enough to where the 15 does bounce up table a little bit. And I don't know, if it's really possible, but that's what it looks like from here.
Pretty delicate shot no matter what, and particularly when the 4 ball's not just hanging.
Here he goes. Let's see if he can do it according to the plan.
Yeah. He was looking like he wanted to power up and go straight at the 4 and blast the 15 into the 2. The way he queued up the last time.
The main thing he's got to worry about here is the 15 kissing the cue ball. It looks like it's going to be very close. No, he decided just to go straight into the ball and not try to go to that bottom rail. The kiss was too big.
Yeah, I think that he was trying to have the 15 hit the 2 up table a little bit, chip it.
Yeah. Yep.
Figure Lee Vann will shoot.
He was in a tough spot there.
Certainly was. Lee Vann figures to bank this ball and just take his chances. And if he doesn't use draw and get position for the 8, then everything else is going to be kind of problematic to get position on.
Well, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? There's, if he hits the 5, he's really got nothing more than maybe another bank on the 11.
Yeah.
If he draws, he can get position for the 8 here.
But if he draws, he might also sell out something.
Absolutely. But he's already shown the willingness to shoot is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the right shot. I'm just saying I think that's what he will do.
Yeah.
If we were playing poker, that's what I bet.
Yeah.
He'd try to get position for the 8 off his bank.
I think you're right.
Didn't really want to get stuck on that 15. That was a little bit unfortunate.
It looks like the 14-6 got straight in. I don't know if
he hasn't gone up table even to examine that.
He's got a little work to do before he can
worry
get
about
to it.
Yeah.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, he has 2
balls down. He's got both of them. 6 more. Now, can he roll right into the 7 here, or is that not possible?
Well, Jay Helfer's looking on to see if he possibly clips the 15
there it
ball.
is. Rolls into the 7.
That really helped.
Well, he should win the match now.
Now it's just ball management, position play. It takes a moment here to collect himself.
4 hangers here. And then either the 14-6 combo or there's other loose balls up table he could get behind also.
Well, he's for sure going to put a hurting on Cliff now. Barring an unforeseen open miss.
I don't think Cliff gets back to the table,
right.
to tell you the truth.
Right, that's what I mean.
I mean, the 5 doesn't go, but the 15 does. He can make 12, 15, then maybe the 5, maybe the combination, or maybe the 10 or the 7. Well, actually, if the 5 is still there, the 7 probably wouldn't go either, but the 10 or the 1.
Position for the 15. That was nice.
Yeah. Does he have any angle? Is it the wrong angle?
Yeah, it's not. Looks like he can follow. He has to draw unless the 6 ball's dead.
If he follows it, he's got to hit it with inside and hard enough to go 2 or 3 rails to get on the 5.
Oh, it's that straight? I thought he could stun the cross and come back through the center.
Oh, geez, I don't think that shot is.
It's not there.
Viable.
Oh, that's a little straighter in than I thought.
I think he's almost straight.
He's going your shot high right.
Yeah.
Handled that.
Nice.
Yeah, real nice. little bump from the cushion. That's much appreciated.
Well, I mean, he could clip the 14 here and have a shot on the 6.
If he goes
or
after
or he could miss the 14 and he'd have shape on the 1 or the 10.
right, if he just barely misses the 14, he's okay. So he
Sure.
might play it that way for that reason.
Yeah. Play to just miss the 14, and in case you accidentally hit it, you get a shot anyway. I mean, the angle looks pretty natural to where, you know, he doesn't really have to do too much to get that done. Yeah.
Good job.
Good night, Cliff.
This is match ball here. Playing the 10 ball. Great run out there. Audience
Well,
appreciates it.
Surprise me, he wins that match.
Well, it was a nice run out there. He handled the cue ball as
No,
well,
it
and
wasn't
that was
a-
really him, you know.
Yeah.
So,
I expected to see more from Cliff, though.
okay, with that said, any rebroadcast or republication without AccuStats express consent is prohibited. Once again, thank you for sharing your time. So long for just a while.